You cannot go without this book, and let me explain why. Voices of the Diaspora, written by Knowledge Born Allah, takes you through countless and countless different blacks. From our scholars, our warriors, our great sisters, and even entrepreneurs. It speaks to the past, the present, and the future. There's even an action plan for us that are serious about businesses that we wanted to take on. Entrepreneurship is one of the first things that he speaks about. And if you're an avid reader, this is a 5-part series. So this is not only a great resource for ourselves, it's a great resource for us as parents. We can teach it and incorporate it into our lesson plans for our children.
Every woman wants a good man. And what's more appealing than a brother who thinks in freedom and dreams in kingdom? About that red, black, and green. I mean, read books about blacks living in greens and he feels like he can alter things. A realistic, optimistic with tangible goals. A hero because he rose about the gardens of Argyle, got sick of the wells, decided to reign, collided with change, and he changed. From a D-boy to hella man, a Mandela man, and what's more appealing than a revolutionary in a fitted cap? Him Rasta under the hat, under the act, no Oscar, a Mandingo who thinks quick but speaks slow, with a swag that reeks go and he's ready. A renegade with a steady blade, cut from a cloth that was fashioned in the fabric that was patterned after Panther's passion. And all these ratchets, swear to God, they can have them. Oh, you think you can handle the chairman, Fred Hampton Sr.? Oh, you a cool too. Read her story. You thinking you could do it too. Think you got what it takes to be the queen of a Mumia Abu Jamal. All in all, yeah, you a down system. But if your mister was a political prisoner, how long would you stay down, sister? Because average Joes get average Joes and he's been chose. So no, I'm not talking about running behind a street soldier hugging blocks. I'm talking about jogging with a juggernaut. Only thing is you a thug or not? Because the only clause with the cause is that the cause comes with no office or hours. And the building keeps moving when building a movement. Could you get in tune with the changes? Could you handle the fire of a freedom fighter? Imagine what you gotta be if your king's a messiah. Could you keep him inspired when he's tired? Would you make home a heaven or a hell? Or hell would you believe him? Or hell him as a heathen if his honor was honestly to the people first? Whether leading the church or seeming to hurt, could you follow this man knowing his steps could lead to the dirt? Could you see him in a hearse? What if he told you he was leaving in March? To lead in a march because of a seed in his heart, away from his seed in his heart. Could you see in his heart? Have belief in a mark towards a high calling, or do I hear crickets chirping? Would you desert him if his purpose took precedence over any relationships at present tense? Would you present tense? I'm saying, could you overstand a plan bigger than him being your man? Could you invest in his interests? Could you share his heart with a mistress? Minus the tits and hips, but just as tempting as any other temptress, and she's carrying his baby. With no prior intercourse, just in the course of creating change, they created change that bore her name, Revolution. And she sure know how to choose them, noose them when she seduce them, refuse to lose them. Would you miss them for the mission? Would you miss missionary? Could you marry the vision of a visionary? Would you be down or be scary on the battlefield? Could you battle hills for mountains? Could you keep your fountain faithful and sacred when you mount them? Could you handle the outcome of a Malcolm? I'm saying. What if his job was working for God and had no tangible pensions? Would you be throwing tantrums and bitching, or would you try to convince him to hold for a system of diamonds and riches? I'm saying. Or would you try to assist him? Would you spaz or shabazz? Get on your Betty thing, Coretta King. Could you put it all on your wedding ring? What if you caught this man flirting with freedom? Would you let it ring? See, we hail these dudes for big dudes with big shoes, but we forget who watches the feet. No, we hail these dudes for big dudes with big shoes, but we forget who washes the feet. Before the victory the rest of the world receives, who watched him mobilize with mobilize? Gave up everything in their normal lives for everything but normal lives, and to no surprise, yes, this man is great. But I think sometimes we underestimate what kind of woman it takes. No, for real, we underestimate what it takes, the loss. And loving a brother, creating a legacy could cost, because while he's out there fighting for just us, it's not just y'all. It's a just cause. And just cause, the system want to lynch him. Even the niggas in the street want to clap at him like talented strippers. And long after this world puts them in the ground in the grave, guess what? Them seeds still got to be raised. So I'm asking, how strong is your garden? Could you be the wife of a God with a Garvey heart, with a Huey spark, marked for death, only trying to leave his mark in his life? Do you really think you got what it takes to be a revolutionary's wife? That's just something to think about.
Peace and blessings to the family. Welcome to another episode of Do Knowledge Radio. Place for Knowledge is born. Your host, Knowledge Born Alive here. Black Excellence 28-day series. Wherever you're listening from, make sure you go to www.youtube.com/Do the Knowledge Radio. So this is day 8. Day 8, 20 more days to go. Got a couple of more episodes to record to catch up, but thank y'all for tuning in right now. And we're dealing with the research question: how does self-love ignite our community healing? How does your love for self ignite a spark for our community healing? So we'll get into that in 1 second. Before we do, just want to remind everybody really quickly before we get into it that we have the Voices of the Diaspora Black History Month sale. So all 6 of the volumes that are normally priced at $54 for all 6 are on discounted sale for $28 this month. Excuse me. So you can get that via Cash App or PayPal. PayPal.me/Do Knowledge Radio, as you see at the bottom, or Cash App $ Knowledge Born Alive. And we're utilizing these funds to continue our initiative to tell 1 million Black stories from around the globe. Voices of the Diaspora web series, the book series is phenomenal. The web series is coming together, and I think y'all will be pleased with some of the things and the people that we have collaborating for this amazing project. So a great opportunity for people from all around the world to share their story in real time. So every dollar that is raised from this perspective will be utilized for what you will see. And I promise you'll love it. So I have something dope here soon for you to check out. And let's get into today's topic. So again, the research question is, how does self-love ignite our community healing? So we're here to talk about self-love, and I'm here to remind you that when we nurture our own well-being, we not only heal ourselves, but also radiate that healing throughout our communities. Self-love isn't just a personal practice. It's a catalyst for community transformation. When we learn to care for ourselves, our mental health blossoms, our relationships deepen, and our capacity to uplift those around us multiplies. So let's get into it. Every external journey starts from a journey within, or an internal journey. So think about those who came before us. Their resilience wasn't always about surviving hardships, but also nurturing their inner light in the face of adversity. Self-love is that inner light. It's recognizing your worth, honoring your struggles, and celebrating your triumphs. When you wake up each day, self-love means treating yourself with the same kindness, respect, and understanding that you will offer another. It's the fuel that powers your ability to rise above challenges and contribute meaningfully to the world around you. Question: what are some ways you show yourself love and care each day? How does that practice set the tone for your day? So What do you do for you? What do you do for you each day? Not what you do for everybody else. What do you do for you? And if you were to give yourself a grade in that aspect, how would you grade your treatment of yourself? I know we could be the greatest in whatever role that we put ourselves in, to our internal circle, our external circle, whomever, wherever, but what about you? How do you treat yourself? So let's think about that. Self care is the practical cornerstone of self love. Whether it's taking a few moments of meditation, journaling your thoughts, or simply stepping away from the chaos to breathe deeply, every small act of self care is a revolutionary act. And doing these things without having any sort of fret in your heart, about it, as if you are not being the person that you said you would be to everybody else. If you are not good to yourself, you truly won't be any good to anybody else. And anybody in your life that does not understand that, they show you where they stand. Okay? So I encourage you to establish a daily routine that nourishes your mind, your body, and spirit. For instance, start with some mindful meditation or some gratitude practice. These practices not only soothe the soul, but also build the resilience needed to face life's challenges. Remember, when you take care of yourself, you're better equipped to support others. So, what self care practices have made the biggest difference in your life, and how might you commit to it more fully starting today? So, 8 or 9 times out of 10, I plan out my day the night before. And then I double check and make sure that everything that I have assigned is scheduled, so I'm not scrambling. I'm ahead of the day. I'm not working off of the back pedal most of the time. I don't work all the time, but most of the time it works. So if there's something that's of importance to you, if you are a person that schedules things, then it should be on your schedule. I got to the point where I had to schedule a break. I had to put a break on the calendar. Like take a 15-minute break, take a 10-minute break, whatever the case may be. So if you're out here in the world, you're out here in the corporate structure or in the world of work, they give you a break. So you time that break or you build that break into your day. So they give you a break. So, but what about your break? What about the time that you set aside that's not about anything else but you? You and your creator, you and your ancestors, you and your higher and lower self, whatever that term is, right? My mother always stressed about God time. She made that a very important priority. God time. Taking that time out of the day. She said she didn't care how much time it was, 5, 10 minutes, but she said it should at least be an hour. At least be an hour out of the day. Hour out of the day called God time. So, love and honor to my mother for the reminder always of taking that time. So, our well being is intertwined with the well being of those around us. Think about it. By practicing self care, you're not only nurturing your own spirit, but also setting an example and inspires others to do the same thing. So look at community healing circles, support groups, or even simple gatherings where you share positive affirmations and stories of triumph. They have a group called Anonymous, right? Yeah. It's anonymous groups, they're support groups. So whether you're dealing with some sort of malady, some sort of addictive behavior, they have a support group for it, or a grief group, or whatever those things, a support group. So they have those spaces, right? And their design is to meet people on a day zero. So if they can have those for the maladies, then they can have those for the things that are redemptive. So creating positive spaces for people to gather together in positivity. You know, I often talk about a society that is optimal and envisioning a place where the mothers can come where they nobody mother. The grandmothers can come and they're nobody's grandmother. The fathers can come where they're nobody's father, grandfather, like in the prospective mothers of the society, the prospective fathers of the society. They have a group that they could go to and ask questions. And in that space is you're not responsible for anybody, right? You come into that space and you're free in that space. So if you don't have time to carve out for yourself now in this environment, you're going to have that time. You're going to make that time. So now somebody coming in and they want to know what fatherhood looks like, what motherhood looks like, grandfatherhood, grandmotherhood. They have a peer group that can be of assistance to them. So it could be a brother group, it could be a sister group, however you term it and deem it. Having an understanding that there's a place that you can go to be uplifted, some place you can go to learn, and some place you can go and just be. So just some of those aspects right here. Let me see what else is in my notes real quick. So how can you use your personal journey of self-love to inspire or support someone else in your community? People are watching you whether you know it or not. All right. So as we wrap up and as we reflect on the power of self-love and community healing, I want to invite you all to take action. Use this day to organize some self-care and community care rituals that you can implement. And as a reminder, for the month of February, we are offering 28 for 28 sale on our Voices of Diaspora ebook series, all 6 volumes for just $28. It's a special initiative asking you to invest in these projects that we're working and our collective narrative by preserving our powerful stories for future generations. Again, every purchase of the ebooks series not only is good for you and good for our people, but also directly supports the Voices of the Diaspora docuseries crowdfunding initiative. And everybody who contributes, as I said at the beginning, get an opportunity for an interview on Do Now's Radio. They will get a flyer with their likeness on it, stating that they are a contributor and have their names featured in the credits as a proud supporter of this docu-series. So, thank you for joining me on this episode today. Keep nurturing your soul. Keep loving yourself fiercely. And together, let's create a ripple effect of healing that touches every corner of our community. I'm your brother, Knowledge Born Alive, reminding you, as always, keep doing the knowledge and always remember when you care for yourself, you're investing in a better world for us all. Until next time, peace.
It's Flex, baby.
Vocally scope meticulous diagrams from the true and living son of man. Khalid Kasil would tell me make him dance. Don't hesitate, beloved, take me by the hands. In this world of distractions, let's enhance our circumstance. A simple two-step can lead us to the brink of romance. Achilles composed this rhythm that puts us in a trance. Listen to your intuition, take a chance. If you like the way it feels, talk to me. Here's a map of the universe, walk with me. Together, let's create a bond for infinity. The highest form of understanding, love, victory. If you like the way it feels, talk to me. Here's a map of the universe, walk with me. Together, let's create a bond for infinity. The highest form of understanding, love, victory. Electric incompatibility, connected to each other mentally, not to mention compelling physically. I love the way you move rhythmically. We conduct the most beautiful symphony. It's passion personified with intensity. It's like the universe sent you for me, and I cherish the union of our sacred energy. That's mirage, your geometry makes my nature rise. Contemplate and bend the knee, proposing sacred ties. Heaven is physical, beginning with your state of mind. You are everything, no reason for me to look outside. Your frequency heightens the primal warrior within me, exciting my libido like Makarut and Yohimbi. You're a gift from the universe, and the stars it was written. Let me unlock your most erotic fantasies hidden. If you like the way it feels, talk to me. Here's a map of the universe, walk with me. Together, let's create a bond for infinity. The highest form of understanding, love, victory. If you like the way it feels, talk to me. Here's a map of the universe, walk with me. Together, let's create a bond for infinity. The highest form of understanding, love, victory. Now we're building consistently, with goals of preserving our legacy. You reside in me for eternity. I love the way you nurture me internally. You're the essence of my serenity, seductively perfect in femininity. It's like the universe sent you for me, and I cherish the union of our sacred energy. We've established ties that I'll sincerely never jeopardize. You're an immaculate conception in my eyes. There'll be ups and downs, hills and mountains for us to climb, navigating any terrain by each other's side. Trust your companionship is what I place first. Just to let you know exactly what it's worth, I would walk to the other side of the earth for the purest water for you to quench your thirst. If you like the way it feels, talk to me. Here's a map of the universe, walk with me. Together, let's create a bond for infinity. The highest form of understanding, love, victory. If you like the way it feels, talk to me. Here's a map of the universe, walk with me. Together, let's create a bond for infinity. The highest form of understanding, love, victory. Electric incompatibility, connected to each other mentally, not to mention compelling physically. I love the way you move rhythmically. We conduct the most beautiful symphony. It's passion personified with intensity. It's like the universe sent you for me, and I cherish the union of our sacred energy. Now we're building consistently, with goals of preserving our legacy. You reside in me for eternity. I love the way you nurture me internally. You're the essence of my serenity, seductively perfect in femininity. It's like the universe sent you for me, the highest form of understanding, love, victory.
Cannot go without this book, and let me explain why. Voices of the Diaspora, written by Knowledge Born Allah, takes you through countless and countless different blacks. From our scholars, our warriors, our great sisters, and even entrepreneurs. It speaks to the past, the present, and the future. There's even an action plan for us that are serious about businesses that we wanted to take on. Entrepreneurship is one of the first things that he speaks about. And if you're an avid reader, this is a 5-part series. So this is not only a great resource for ourselves, it's a great resource for us as parents. We can teach it and incorporate it into our lesson plans for our children.
Knowledge Born. What's the science, baby?
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. Night in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? No more. This man's mind is open. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a. Let's get
And
back
that
to
motive
the
is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.